energy bills will be frozen in the UK from next month. This, apparently, is the moment to be bold. Not my words, but those of the Prime Minister. Today, Liz Truss set out her plans to tackle the ongoing energy crisis. The key, a cap on our gas and electric bills that would see the average household pay £2,500 a year. Now, let's take a look at that in some more detail. At the moment, a typical household is paying just under £2,000 on their gas and electricity bills. That was set to rise to more than £3,500 in October. But that cap is now being replaced by what the government is calling an energy price guarantee. That'll see the average household paying around £2,500 a year. It's important to remember that this is an average, so while some households will pay less than this, many will pay more, depending on how much energy you use. The extra £400 of help, remember that Rishi Sunak announced earlier this year? Well, that also still stands. With all the details, here's our political editor, Andy Bell.
Just her third day in the job and a massive announcement from Prime Minister Truss.
This government is moving immediately to introduce a new energy price guarantee that will give people certainty on energy bills. It will curb inflation and boost growth.
The new energy guarantee will mean the typical UK household should pay no more than £2,500 a year on energy bills over the next 2 years. Businesses, schools and hospitals will get what's called equivalent help with bills for the next 6 months, with targeted help after that. And the government is lifting the ban on fracking, the process taking gas from shale rock, and it is reopening oil and gas exploration in the North Sea, hoping within days to grant 100 new licences for drilling. The opposition parties broadly agree with the principle of the freeze on bills, but they say big oil companies should be paying more to help fund it.
The Prime Minister is opposed to windfall taxes. She wants to leave these vast profits on the table with one clear and obvious consequence: the bill will be picked up by working people.
Others pointed out bills will still go up.
But can she confirm that her announcement today will still see the energy bills of struggling families rising by another £500 next month, and that this winter they will be paying energy bills twice the bills that they paid last winter?
Well, we're also, at the same time as introducing the energy price guarantee, also providing families with £400 and providing extra support to the vulnerable.
The new plan will be paid for through borrowing, but as yet no official estimate of just what it will cost.
Well, I've seen a lot of large fiscal events, large big announcements by chancellors or prime ministers over the years. I've never seen one with so little detail on how much it will cost or how it will be paid for that we've seen today. Now, I think it's fair enough to say that the actual bill is very uncertain. But I think setting out the scale of that uncertainty, and in any world this is going to be very big, and it's totally plausible that the package announced today could end up costing well over £100 billion unless we see energy prices fall quite significantly.
This will be a massive intervention by government for someone who's been in the job less than a week.
Well, our political editor, Andy Bell, joins us from Westminster now. And, Andy, it's only her second full day in office, isn't it? But many are saying this could well be the defining moment of her premiership. How's her plan been received today?
Well, I think there was a general acceptance that something had to be done, that the scale of bill rises that businesses and particularly households were facing were simply too great to be left as they were. And there's a general acceptance that the principle of a sort of freeze should come in. That was pretty generally accepted. I should say the way it works is that the government is subsidising the energy suppliers so that they can charge less to customers per unit of gas and electricity. In other words, people, if they still just put the lights on and leave the heating going, they will get charged more, but the average should come down to about £2,500. So I think a lot of agreement for the principle of the way it's working, a lot of argument about the way it's being funded. We heard yesterday and again today the leader of the opposition, Keir Starmer, saying, why aren't you taxing the big companies like Shell and BP more, a new windfall tax to try and pay for all of this? The government is saying, we don't want to tax our way into some kind of recession, and also discourage those big companies from investing. Because the other part of this announcement, if you like, is to try and boost the UK's energy security. In other words, produce more energy in the future inside the UK. That's behind this idea of opening up the North Sea again a little bit. But a lot of people are saying what this does mean in the end is a very large bill that's coming down the track, and people will pay for it through higher borrowing by the UK, and that will mean probably higher taxes further down the track.